Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. This is episode 164. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur who's trying to get over that hump and make things happen. This podcast is for anybody with a dream that wants to aspire higher and accomplish that dream. I don't ask for any money. This podcast is free to listen to, free to download. All I ask is two things. Number one, you leave a review. Let me know what you love about the content. Let me know what you would like to hear in the content in future episodes. And number two, please pass it on to somebody in your network that has a like mind like you, somebody who may benefit from it as well. Imagine a river, okay, and that river is flowing, the water is just rushing, and it's free, it's flowing constantly, and it's replenishing itself. It's a strong current. That river is just moving at its own pace. But now imagine if you put boulders in that river. Imagine if you just fill that river with mud. Now the flow is going to slow down. Now it can't replenish itself as fast as it used to, and in some cases the river might come to a halt. That's your mind, ladies and gentlemen. Your mind, when that river is clear, that's your mind when it's just flowing. You know, the ideas are flowing, the productivity is gone, you know, you're on point. But when you put boulders and mud in that river, that's the past. Those are your memories slowing that flow down. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't let the past continue to haunt us. And this is something that I personally have been dealing with, and it's just recently become aware to me. I have to stop letting the past haunt me, not only in my personal life, but in my business life. I have to stop letting past failures, past defeats, stop the flow of my productivity, and you do too. And even victories and successes in our past can slow us down, because what happens is if we continue to build off of past victories and successes, sometimes we can become too big-headed. Sometimes we can become arrogant. And then if we think that we're invincible and can't nothing bring us down, that's when we're going to get hit with a left hook from life, and we're going to be knocked down further than what we would if we knew better. We can't think about past victories and successes too much. The only thing that we need to take away from past victories and successes is the fact that we are capable. So even if something is difficult, even if a new challenge is something that we wasn't ready for, we are capable of overcoming the wars ahead. That's the one thing that we have to keep in mind from past victories and successes. But when it comes to past defeats and past failures, we have to put those out of our minds altogether. We have to wage war on our past, because if we continue to think about past defeats, past failures, that's when we become timid. That's when we become hesitant. We think twice. We don't trust our gut. And then therefore we start taking 3 steps backwards. We cannot sabotage ourselves anymore. The past is the past. The future is now. We have to be better equipped to defeat the wars ahead. And the only way to do that is if we keep that river, our minds, flowing with productivity and ideas. We have to distract ourselves whenever our mind tends to start to wander on the past, and those memories start to nag at us and start to, change our energy or our moods. We have to become children in a sense and distract ourselves. You know how children are easily distracted? They can go from one thing to another. We have to distract ourselves from those past memories and distract ourselves with future ideas, with things that can benefit our future, because the future is going on right now. And the only way we can succeed in the future is if we focus on the future. Leave the past alone. Stop self-sabotaging yourself. And I'm not just preaching to you and telling you to do that. I have to do it myself. I can tell you that this is probably my biggest issue as an entrepreneur. This is probably one of the biggest things that has held me back as an entrepreneur, my past, because I can't let the past go. The past will bring us down. The past is hell. We have to let it go. So that's my message this morning. Very short, very brief. Keep the river flowing with productivity. Keep the river flowing with ideas. Keep the river flowing with positivity. Don't fill it up with debris. Don't fill it up with obstacles, with boulders, with mud. Don't do that. Because when we do that, now we going backwards, or now we going to stay still. As entrepreneurs, as dream chasers, we have to always keep our minds on point. You know that phrase, a mind is a terrible thing to waste? It is a terrible thing to waste, and we got to keep our mind fresh at all times, because this is the strongest muscle we have in this fight, in the wars ahead. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. And never forget, whether success or failure, defeat or victory, Don't let the past distract you to the point where you lose focus and clarity on your journey. Always keep your eyes focused on what's to come. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you next week.